Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of Kaede Kisaragi looks over Big Bad Beetleborgs. Okay, enough stalling. We had 3 episodes to officially introduce our heroes. Isn't it about time that we got the thing that made Power Rangers cool? The badass action sequences from Japanese footage? Well, kinda. What will this first outing be like? Let's find out as we look over episode 4 of Big Bad Beetleborgs, The Ghost is Toast. We open on the Magnivore trio once again doing nothing particularly frightening as they come out of a video rental store with piles of monster movies to go. What is it about 80s and 90s shows depicting mutants and creatures as being obsessed with monster movies? Even the Ninja Turtles did it! At Zoom Comics, however, this eerily copyright infringing car has just arrived. This is Dr. Buster Zapper, a Phasm Buster. Because copyright infringement is funny. What isn't funny is realizing why this guy looks so darn suspicious from the get-go. He's clearly Donald Trump if he had gone into ghost hunting and chose to wear an even worse wig. The kids and the rest of the crowd obviously want to know what this guy is doing here. He introduces himself properly as a ghost hunter, here in town to exterminate ghosts or phasms. Clearly, when things go bump in the night, this is the face you want to see coming to help. Joe and the kids soon realize that if he's after ghosts, this could spell trouble for Flabber. Nano is more skeptical, not believing in ghosts, and most certainly not believing in bullshit like this guy. To make things better, or worse, Vaughn and Tripp reveal that they are the ones who hired Zapper, wanting him to exterminate the Hillhurst ghosts. Joe is quick to once again point out how their "we're not afraid of ghosts" position from the last 3 episodes is really not standing strong. Zapper promises he'll end the ghosts, also affirming that he will take half his pay upon finding the ghost and the other half upon destroying it. I smell something alright. Bullshit. The kids, on the very unlikely possibility that he is the real deal, run off to warn Flabber. Nearby, the Magnivores wonder what the kids are up to. Jara strikes some inspiration by finding an issue of the Beetleborgs comic on the trash. Jeez, it looks brand new. Why would someone toss it in the trash? And uses it to summon the first monster of the show, Terror Bear. And I gotta say, Terror Bear's got a nice enough design. Big, fearsome black bear with spikes on his knees and swinging 2 balls on chains. Knowing he's a man-eating bear, Jara and the others soon take the lead to cause some destruction with the big bear. The kids arrive on Hillhurst, and as they look for Flabber, come across some goofball things. Like a door that opens to a brick wall, and the next time opens to a sleeping fangula, or Frankie shaving, or Mom's doing his laundry. Naturally, Flabber's at his study, rocking it out on his organ. Upon being told by the kids about the Phasm Buster and the Phasm Cannon, he also explains that nothing could hurt a ghost, except for maybe a supercharge of energy in techno-babbling manner. The 4 though soon hear the arrival of Zapper and his big gizmo, which is enough to make Flabber scared. In town, the Magnivores and Terror Bear act casual, as you do, before grabbing this random overactor who was cycling by, and who proceeds to escape by giving his ice pop to the Terror Bear, who turns out to be a big candy addict instead of a terrifying man-eating monster, to the utter frustration of the Magnivores. In Hillhurst, we see that my little joke about Vaughn and Tripp's allowance money happens to be actually true as Dudley hands the 2 their allotted money. Interesting, isn't it? Zapper hands the 2 boys some phasm detecting machinery, which looks suspiciously like hair dryers, and tells them to start scanning, holding up a not PKE detector. Inside the house, Flabber is doing his usual hyperactive routine as he is freaking out over the supposed threat. As Zapper declares that the equipment is registering ghosts in the house, he is quick to demand his first half of the payment. The bullshit meter is rising quickly, my friends. Flabber is quick to note that, worse than his life being in danger, Zapper may end up waking up the Hillhurst monsters, who won't be happy with the disturbance. At the cemetery, the Magnivores are trying to make Terror Bear eat humans by disguising a soda jerk as a banana split. Terra Bear, however, is more interested in catching the latest rerun of Saban's creepy Crawlers cartoon. Good on him, that show deserves more love. Obviously, Terra Bear just slurps the poor soda jerk instead of biting him down. With ghosts being detected, Zapper says it's time to unleash the Phasm Blaster on them, and proceeds to have trouble with pushing the door open, as Joe casually holds it down with just a finger. Soon after though, she gets distracted and the kids and Flabber hide while Zapper breaks inside, ready to hunt ghosts. The Magnivores try to lure Terror Bear to Hillhurst using a donut, hoping he'll at least be a respectable monster and kill the Beetleborgs. As Zapper poses and adjusts his Phasm Blaster, Flabber smells something rotten in the kingdom of Hillhurst. Peeking through a wall, he soon spots Zapper spraying skunk scent in the air, pretending that it is the smell of a destroyed ghost. You apparently get exactly what you pay for, yeah, and when you pay for Trump's ghost hunting twin, even more so. However, all the noise is already beginning to wake up the monsters. Frustratedly, the kids realize they need to save Vaughn and Trip. However, as soon as they go out to talk to them, they get a bigger scare when Terror Bear shows up. Zapper tries to shoot the monster with his machine, but it doesn't work. He claims it's because that isn't a ghost. Okay, I gotta go on a tangent here. This scene really made me confused as a kid. All up to now seems to indicate his machine was just a big useless piece of metal and that he was a complete and utter fraud pretending to be a ghost hunter. But we see right here that his Phasm Blaster actually does shoot energy from it, enough so that the monster said it tickled. So, is he an actual ghost hunter, just not a good one? This whole scene makes no sense. All the panicked screaming is enough to drive the Hillhurst monsters angry. As the humans try to keep the Terror Bear at bay, Drew points out to Trip that the bear is after his chocolate. And Trip, like an asshole, tosses it over to Drew. Drew instead uses it to draw the monster out of the house, which is where the kids transform. The fight here is a brief American footage clumsy fight, with Roland tickling the bear while Drew does his best Superman punch on the monster's nose. The Magnivores summon some jet fighters to help their monster, and Drew is quick to summon the Beetle Battle Base. And here's where things begin to fall apart in adaptation department. See this big thing here? This is the Pulse Saber. It's based off a melee weapon that the Bee Fighter only introduces later down the road in their own show, which hadn't been introduced yet in Beetleborgs. And there's a good reason for that. Terror Bear's Japanese counterpart is a monster that is seen on episode 40 of Bee Fighter. Yes, for the 4th episode of Beetleborgs, we are using a monster from near the end of the show. That is why we are seeing several items of their arsenal that haven't been properly introduced, such as the ability for Roland's vehicle to equip this double drill part. One extremely quick vehicle battle later, we are now in Japanese footage mode, as the Beetleborgs are attacked by Terror Bear, who can shoot his spikes as missiles. Roland shoots right back with the not yet introduced sonic laser weapon, the Beetleborgs sidearm, which includes a numeric keypad of dubious purpose. Joe also gets some action with the Striker Blaster as well. The kids then defeat Terror Bear by combining the Pulse Sabers and the Sonic Lasers, blasting him back to the comic book. Back at Hillhurst, Zapper is making a smelly mess and declaring that this house is now clean. Flabber, however, begs to differ, as all the monsters leap out in anger, cowering the 3 idiots and... Hey, wait a minute! Look at Zapper's hand on Vaughn! Where are you putting your hand there, Zapper? Time to snip something off, I say! The show even kinda agrees with me, as this lovely shot demonstrates. Back in town, Zapper desperately tries to convince everyone that he saw real ghosts in Hillhurst, scared beyond belief. This is all Nano needs to freak him out with a mask, sending him running off and leaving the kids and the adults in stitches. The ending credits has the monsters chasing each other around with the Phasm Blaster, including the still not introduced werewolf from last episode, ending with Frankie threatening the camera guy. So, that was our episode. What did I think about it? Honestly, a bit of an improvement, but only a bit. We still have too much of a focus on the Hillhurst characters and antagonists of the day who have nothing to do with the main plot taking over screen time that could be better spent showing heroics. However, this time we actually did get to see some Japanese footage. All of 1 minute of it by my count. And as I have demonstrated, Saban sure picked a weird choice for the first episode to use the Japanese fight scenes from, didn't he? Unfortunately, as we'll continue to see, Saban didn't seem very dedicated to ensuring he adapted things in order or in consistent manner. After all, in this episode, Drew used the Pulse Saber to summon their vehicles, when last episode the Beetle Bonder was used for that. Still, it was nice to see a little action this time. That wasn't just, a slapstick fight. Next time, the race is on as the kids hunt down a lost treasure that's not what they expect. I'll see you guys then. Bye bye!